Hello everyone, I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing this book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. We live in a world of materialism here in the United States, while 10% of the world lives on $1.90 a day or less. While many in the United States argue that they do not have enough, others truly do not have enough. Imagine hauling 5 gallons of water from a dirty hole that is filled with dead bugs and animals only to take it to your home made of mud, manure, and a roof made of fronds to drink, bathe, and cook, and do it all again the next day. Places like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook tell us that we must desire the fanciest car, house, successful career, and money just to keep afloat. If we do not attain these objects, we are considered less, so we literally work ourselves into sickness or death trying to attain the car that is one step above the influencer that we saw on Instagram. Because we can't just match that person, we must beat them. We must be better than them. Large corporations spend billions of dollars each year to teach us that nothing will ever be enough because we are not enough. It is very strange how many of us go to work for these large corporations to make a small living, but since they offer the best possible prices on their products, we shop where we work too. So all the money we just earned goes right back into the place that pays us so little, increasing their bottom line every single paycheck that we get. There's also an opposite side to the coin, and these are the minimalists and off-gridders. Minimalism has taken the center stage in recent years about how freeing it is and how wonderful it is to have no possessions and live in our vans with a small solar unit. I would say that 99% of the people that live these lifestyles do not do it by choice, but because they have no alternative options. Some cannot work, some choose not to work in lieu of living what they call a simple life, then it is romanticized. I can tell you that this is only one step up from homelessness when looked at with a microscope. I refuse to work, so I cannot afford a house or apartment, so I will live in a van so I do not have to pay rent or a mortgage. I refuse to pay for health insurance because I have no possessions. They must treat me no matter what, so if I get sick or if I need surgery, I'll just declare bankruptcy and go back to my van and keep traveling. There's also the off-grid community. These are people that are tired of the 9-to-5 fast-paced life and give it up to live off-grid. While this facade of beauty and simplicity looks great on the surface and on camera, there is much, much more to it, as the simplicity of leaving the rat race is replaced with the stress of being able to grow, catch, or hunt all your own food, keep up repairs on the homestead, and possibly animal husbandry. When you have animals, it is nearly impossible to take a vacation. Ever. I know this from experience. You can take a dog or a cat to a kennel, but add chickens and goats or cows to the mix, and you will get a different story. If you want to leave for 2 weeks, but there is nobody that will water your precious food garden, what do you do then? Your effort to obtain simplicity of an off-grid life has just imprisoned you to your property that you can never leave for any length of time. There is also another part that nobody talks, and that is if you are doing everything yourself, what happens when you get old? I know dozens of people that have difficulty walking to their kitchen or their bathroom. How do you think you will take care of your animals and garden if you cannot walk or lift the food or the water to feed them because it's too heavy in your old age? Also, believe it or not, off-grid homes are very difficult to sell and sell for very much less than their conventional counterparts. Not everyone understands water cisterns, rain collection, gray water systems, solar or wind or composting toilets, or septic systems. Nor do many people want to deal with them or learn an entirely new process in the meantime. Instead of materialism or minimalism or off-grid, I recommend an additional alternative, and that is conservation. It is much simpler than their counterparts, use less of everything. I often talk about how I only wash my hair once every 3 days, thus using 1/3 less than the majority of people in the United States. I also use laundry soap once every third wash and only use about 1/10 of a capful, thus using 1/30th of what everyone else typically uses. Gardening is fine, but I do not grow leafy greens. They add nearly no calories to any meal and only offer minerals, which I already get from my city-provided water. I use much less water than most people. My showers last maybe 3 or 4 minutes at the most, and many times I will shower less frequently when the weather permits me to do so. This means using about 1/10 the water that another house uses. I also eat 1 meal a day, spending 1/3 of what most people spend on food. Driving is rare as I often ride my electric bicycle to work that is charged via a small solar system in the backyard that I set up. I use maybe 1/10 the amount of gasoline that most Americans use, and this puts less CO2 into the atmosphere. It makes my car last much longer, and it lowers my bills. Heating has never been turned on in this house, mostly because I use firewood that is typically discarded by my friends or by the city, as well as found driftwood along the beach. I live in a beachy area. Instead of the wood rotting away, it is used. Everything is used. I do not buy new technology when it becomes available. My television is probably about 10 years old and is still HD, so there are no issues there. My laptop is probably 7 years old or so and will continue to be used until it completely dies. This goes against all materialism, as well as the negative consequences of what many would call a simple life. That really is just a complication of life in a different way. Why do I do these things? Fortunately, I do not care what anyone in this world thinks of me. I also have an internal self-confidence that has always been there my entire life and will never go away. With women, confidence is often confused with arrogance, but in my case, this comes from within, and my confidence has never wavered my entire life. Why is this? Because I believe I am enough. I believe any life I choose to live is enough, and I believe that you are enough. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.
Christmas shopping in April. Still cheap, just gotta look on the bottom shelf. Look at that one. Lady Speed Stick, 98 cents. Always look on the bottom shelf.
What you got? What you gonna do? I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. I'm gonna get you and you're gonna get it. Get you and you're gonna get it. I see you. Ah! It's a drive-by. Look at you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What? What? Oh. 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 Oh.